Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I thought that I should start something different in Medical Learn, that is case-based studies. So as you can see the screen, this is the case of jaundice which we will be seeing today, and we will be looking into cases. I will be making slides on different cases which are common during your MBBS exams in the OSCE, which are very common. So we will be looking into it. So today we will be looking into case of jaundice. So first we will see the case history of the patient. I'm sorry. So it is a case of a 35-year-old male patient named as Shivappa, and he is from Belgaum and comes with a complaint of fever, severe anorexia and nausea for 5 days, and dark color urine for 2 days back. And the major important sign of your jaundice, yellow discoloration of sclera. So dark urine and yellow discoloration of sclera 2 days back. Okay, so these are the symptoms. So any case sheet we usually write like this only, that firstly we write the complaints, patient complaints, and from what time it is back. Then comes your second of a case sheet. Second section of a case sheet is your history of presenting illness. So how will you present the case? So it's like in OSCE, it's very important how you present also. So we will ask, firstly we will we will write the patient complaints from how much days back, and in much more detail we will present the illness or the symptoms. Okay, so here it is written that patient was apparently all right 5 days back when he developed fever and severe anorexia, which was 5 days back. Now we have to tell the type of fever also, which type of fever it is. There are different types of fever, which type of fever it is, and then at what time it is more, duration, and even progression of the fever, whether it is increasing or it is continuous the same or it is decreasing. And you have to also tell that if it increases during the daytime or night time, or it is present, what type of fever it is. So you have to write in detail. So we will see how it's written here. So patient was apparently all right 5 days back when he developed fever and severe anorexia. Now the fever was mild to moderate. It is telling the intensity, first point of fever, and it is continuous, or it is for continuous. The fever is there, it is persistent for all days. So type of fever, and is now reduced since 2 days. Okay, so these are the characteristics of fever, and as it is saying continuous, and it tells that it is all day long continuous fever. It's nothing like that it at night it decreases, or in morning it increases, something like that, and is now reduced since 2 days. Okay, so these are the characteristics of fever which you need to tell in a case. Then comes about the anorexia and nausea. So he had severe anorexia and aversion to food. He had vomiting on the first 2 days, which is now reduced. Okay, so you have to tell the history complaints in detail in history of presenting illness. Now comes that the 2 days back the patient noticed dark color, dark yellow reddish discoloration of urine. So these are his complaints. Now you have to tell the associated symptoms, history of associated symptoms. So there is history of pain, other symptoms, associated symptoms which you see in the patient notice, and this you can write in history of presenting illness also. There is no need to mention it as a different topic. So there is also history of pain in the right hypochondrium, telling you that there is some pain or inflammation in the liver part, because liver comes in a right hypochondrium since 3 days. Continuous non-colicky pain. Now you have to tell the type of pain. it is a continuous pain. And which type of pain? Dull pain, pinchy pain. So it is non-colicky pain, and it is not related to food. So why we are asking it is not related to food? So that to rule out that it is not peptic ulcer, because in peptic ulcer disease or duodenal ulcers, what we see, there is a relation of your pain with the intake or food. Okay, so that's why we want to rule out here. So we ask each and everything to rule out what causes can be there, and not related to breathing or coughing. So no history of cough is also there. There is history of severe weakness. So pain is there and weakness is there, severe weakness. Okay, but the pain is not related to food, but you have to tell what type of pain. You have to give a detail on the type of pain, and there is no anything related to coughing or breathing. Okay, then comes history of complications. Now these all you can write under history of presenting illness according to your suit, but here it's written like this, so we will go like that only. History of complications. There is no history of altered consciousness, drowsiness, tremors, which is the signs of hepatic failure. So it's telling here that it is a sign of hepatic failure. So we will see here in much more nicely way. So no history of altered consciousness, drowsiness and tremors. You need to write these are the signs of hepatic failure. So these you are ruling out the diseases by. There is no history. You will ask these patients. There is no history of bleeding tendencies, purpura or petechiae. These are bleeding disorders or leukemia. There is no history of oliguria, which we see in hepatorenal syndrome. No history of abdominal distension, which you know it is seen in ascites. No history of hematemesis or bleeding PR. In portal hypertension we see, and there is no history of sudden pain, high fever and abdominal distension. Spontaneous with this see high fever, you can suspect that there is some bacterial inflammation. So spontaneous bacterial peritonitis. So see, these are some of the symptoms which can be related to the complications, but these are absent. So you are ruling out the diseases. Now we will, no, actually the pattern is little different, but in my college like it was little different. In your college it can be little different. So it's right according to your college, but main matter is that you have to indulge these things only in your case sheet. Now history of etiology. The patient is a salesman. This part actually we write in the beginning introduction bar, that he is a salesman. There is history of traveling and eating outside food and water. So he gave a history of eating outside food and water, which can be hepatitis A. No recent injections or blood transfusion. These now you are again ruling out all the cases, all the chances which can be. No history of drug addiction or exposure to sexual transmitted diseases. No history of jaundice. No history of alcohol bout. No history of alcohol bout recently. No history of taking hepatotoxic drugs. No history of malignancy. No history of recent anesthesia. No, these are the personal details which you will ask. There is no history of recurrent jaundice in past or jaundice in childhood. No history of hemolytic crisis. No history of repeated anemia and blood transfusion. No history suggestive of obstructive jaundice. And there is also no history suggestive of hemolytic jaundice. So you know that you have ruled out these cases. Now comes to our, so if you are seen for obstructive jaundice, then you can ask that there can be gallstones which is obstructing. So there is no history of colicky pain, as it was non-colicky pain. So in gallstones we see colicky pain. In right hypochondria, no history of white stools. Okay, in obstructive jaundice we see passes of white stools. Okay, now past history, there is no previous history of the tuberculosis or jaundice, tuberculosis. Then personal history. He's a smoker, non-alcoholic, appetite, sleep, and bowel movements you can ask. These are the common things which I have to ask. Non-alcohol intake, how much does he intake, that also you need to mention. And urine is dark colored. Okay. Now comes the family history. Family history, there is no family history of jaundice or any major illness. Then comes the important is general examination. So in general examination, what all you will find. So you can see here, I will try to detail it more. So firstly, we write patient is moderately built, nourished, conscious and cooperative. Now comes his general examination, head to toe examination. Nails show mild yellowish discoloration. Sclera shows deep yellow. You have to tell the color even. Deep lemon yellow color. Tongue is coated, shows yellow tinge on the under surface. Then skin is also yellow tinge, no stretch mark, no xanthomas, no angular stomatitis, no xerosis or bitter spot. Please comment down in the comment section where do we see bitter spot, in which condition. Then the vital signs, pulse, BP, all is normal, okay. Respiratory rate is normal and JVP is also normal. Then looking for signs of liver failure. What are the signs of liver failure? This is important. There is no gynecomastia, spider nevi or palmar erythema. Okay, spider nevi we see in portal hypertension. Then comes no loss of axillary hair, no loss of testicular sensations, no flapping tremors or altered consciousness, no dupuytren's contraction or parotid swelling, which is seen in alcoholics. Then comes the examination part. How we will examine? First on inspection, what we are going to see. There is no distension, no fullness of flank. So first we will inspect and see that if there is any ascites problem. No fullness of flanks and renal angles. The abdomen moves with the respiration. No abnormal pulsation of peristalsis, umbilicus. No dilated veins or any stretch marks, no scar of any previous operation, hernial orifices and spine are normal. Then comes palpation. So you will palpate and see that the stomach is soft. If it is hard, then there can be case of distension or fullness of the flanks or fluid in the abdomen. Then there is tenderness in right hypochondric region. Okay, so this is telling that there is some inflammation there. Then the liver is palpable. You have to tell even the margins also. 4 centimeter below the costal margin. And I have to tell which liver characteristics, that it is very tender, soft, smooth surface and uniformly enlarged. Gallbladder is not palpable, spleen is not palpable, rest of the abdomen is soft, non-tender, no other palpable lump. So only your liver is palpable. Now on percussion, there is dullness over the enlarged liver. The upper border is in the 6th intercostal space in the mid-clavicular line. Tidal percussion shows normal diaphragmatic movements. Lifespan is 15 centimeters. Liver span, sorry. No dullness in flanks or shifting dullness. There is no shifting. We are looking this for ascites condition. Splenic dullness. Splenic dullness is normal in the 9th intercostal space in the posterior axillary line. On auscultation, what all we find? On auscultation, we see that there are normal peristaltic sounds are heard. No hepatic or splenic rub. No bruit or venous hum. So this you will see during the auscultation. Mainly you have to see the bowel sounds during auscultation. Now, what are the these all you need to mention. You don't need to do, but because here it's no needed, but you need to mention that cardiovascular system and respiratory system shows no abnormality. CNS patient is fully conscious, no tremor, superficial and deep reflexes are normal. So after doing all the examination, history taking, the diagnosis comes out to be that jaundice with hepatomegaly due to infective hepatitis because he ate food and drank water during the travel. So this was the case, guys, and I hope you take part with me in each and every case so that you can learn something 5%. I know by one lesson you can't learn everything, but 5% you will learn. So please come and join with me in this series of case taking also. And I hope you enjoyed the lesson. And I will be coming back again with different lessons. So till then, bye bye. Take care.